the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show. So before we blast out of here, we were talking about the argument that Shannon Sharpe, former tight end, mostly for the Broncos, and then I think played the last couple of years as a Raven.
Yep. Yeah, he played 2 years with the Ravens.
He's in the Football Hall of Fame. He's in Canton, and this is right here a picture of. I think this is like
pretty recently.
Very recent.
You can see the front and back.
Yeah,
it says right there, Shannon Sharpe looking absolutely shredded at 54. Look at him.
I mean,
that's not natural, but
of course
still
it is.
Looks good.
No, he's one of those guys that look like that his whole life.
But he's still putting. I mean, he's putting.
He's 54.
Maybe some HGH.
He's putting some time. He's putting time at the gym. Let's first give him credit for that.
Yeah,
no doubt.
That just doesn't
come. That's not
come
natural body.
Right. That just doesn't come because you're doing steroids. You're putting
30 hours a week in for that.
He's putting his hours in, but he is supplementing it with some stuff.
And he's 54. You got to keep that in mind as well.
And I think this is his. I think this might be his wife right here. Maybe, perhaps.
Stunning.
Hold on.
Nicole Murphy.
Very, very stunning. Let's not get off the beaten path, though. He flipped out on his co-host. Was it Skip Bayless?
Yeah.
Skip Bayless is a nerd that never played one down of football. Now he's this expert and whatever, and Fox, whoever has put these two together, and they have a really good show. They really do. They have a really, really good show. And a lot of their dynamic is to go back and forth.
Yeah.
That is. But this got real. Like, this wasn't show back and forthness. This got real. And if I was Skip, man, I hope you would babyface and have apologized afterwards because you went too far. Here it is.
Still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
He's talking about Tom Brady's playing at a high level at 45 when Shannon Sharpe stopped at 35 And I can understand.
I got to side with Shannon.
I do too, and he's holding himself together exceptionally well.
I side with Shannon because Shannon was one of the best of all time as a tight end, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
He retired at 35 because he was financially responsible with his money and did it when it beat his body up. And the tight end position takes way more. The way they protect the quarterback now takes way. And I'm not talking about quarterbacks back when Terry Bradshaw and Roger Staubach and Brett Favre and these guys played when you could head-to-head blow that guy all day. The shelf life of quarterbacks have gone up because the league 10 years ago or so decided to realized how much money are in quarterbacks. They determine franchises. And so we have to protect these investments. Quarterbacks are investments. Tight ends are not. And so Shannon Sharpe at 35, one of the greatest of all time, retired at 35 because his body, he could still get around. He'd won been in three Super. I don't know how many he won, but he participated in 3 Super Bowls. He made it to the Hall of Fame. He was smart with his money, and tight ends historically have a shorter shelf life and take far more hits and abuse in the league. And for Skip Bayless to say that, first of all, Shannon Sharpe, the guy who played the game, has every right. He has the standing, if you will, to have an opinion about how Tom Brady's playing because he played the game.
Yep.
Skip Bayless, on the other hand, is just being this little bitch, and it's a straight numbers game for him. First of all, he never played the game. Second of all, it's a straight numbers game. Tom Brady's 45. Shannon, you retired at 35. There's a lot of different intangibles involved other than it just being strictly a numbers game. And so it is taking a personal shot at Shannon when you say you're jealous of Tom Brady. That's why you talk bad about him. Statistically, Tom's not having a good year. And you know what? A guy that is going to be a guy that's as decorated as what Tom Brady's going to be, meaning voted into the Hall of Fame, the greatest honor you can have as a player. Didn't win as many Super Bowls, but other than that, is in the Hall of Fame. He has every right and the standing to have an opinion about Tom Brady's play.
He does.
Anybody has an opinion to have I mean, anyone has a standing to have an opinion. I could have an opinion on it.
I know, but for Skip to use,
but that's Skip's job is to comment, and it's also Shannon's job to comment on Tom Brady.
that got personal.
Shannon was subjected to some of the most cruel and relentless publicity when he was an NFL player, and all he's doing is commenting on someone's play on the field.
Yeah,
Tom Brady or not, he should be able to comment. That's what he's hired for.
Right.
And to just take a personal slight by saying, oh, well, you're done by 35.
Yeah, you're not as good.
I've accomplished everything you can accomplish in football by the time I'm 35.
Tom Brady didn't have to go
across.
Tom Brady didn't have to go across the middle and get smashed by Ray Lewis.
No, at a time when you did get smashed, I mean, hard.
There was no concussion protocol. There was no blue tent. There was no leading with the head. There was no spearing.
Nope.
There was knock a brother out.
Nope, exactly right.
And Skip did get personal, and he's lucky that Shannon Sharpe is a gentleman because, I mean, oh, my God, talk about restraint. Skip, you did make it personal. You nerd. Get the hell out of here with that nonsense. And I'll tell you right now, another Sharpe who's just as studly, and that's his brother Sterling.
Both of them.
Had Sterling not had a debilitating neck injury, he would have been on to be a Hall of Famer.
It's funny. It's funny because the way I see it is like this argument probably has nothing to do with this conversation. Like this has probably been like years in the making.
Deal.
Yeah,
I think it's because Shannon says anytime you can take a shot at me personally over age, you do. So I think you're right. It's continuing, and I think that Shannon finally lost it.
And they've been doing this show since 2016, and I mean it's a long time for them to.
And look. For the first time, how many times collectively have we talked about these two on our show? Never. Now it's like, and we not only be talking about it, but we have a clear-cut opinion about the deal. This guy's right, this guy's wrong. I hate this guy, I like this guy. Don't think that everybody won't be tuned into their show today.
Yeah, and they had the highest ratings they've ever had last month.
Yeah.
So
God bless them. Lummy, you know what? Take this tape, make this a segment in itself, and then send it to Shannon, and I'd like to have him on the air. See if we can get him on the air. I like you, Shannon. And I'm a huge Packer fan, so I like your brother Sterling even better.